everyone, I hope you're all doing good. Today I'll be giving a short commentary on 2 Kings chapter 6 verses 1 to 23. I'll briefly summarize the passage and share the main message from the story. So here, a group of prophets followed Elijah and said that the place they were living was too small. They asked Elijah for permission to go to the river Jordan and cut wood to build a bigger place to live. Elijah agreed and went with them. While they were cutting trees, one man's iron axe head suddenly fell into the river. The man was very worried because the axe was borrowed. So Elijah asked where it fell, and then he cut a stake and threw it into the river. Miraculously, the iron axe head floated onto the surface and the man was able to retrieve it. So at this time, the king of Syria was at war with Israel. Each time the king of Syria made plan to attack, God revealed the plan to Elisha, and Elisha was able to warn the Israel, and the army avoided the traps. Because of this, the king of Syria was angry and he thought there has to be a spy. But his servants told him that Elisha was the one revealing his plan, that he knows what happens, what he said in his bedroom. Now they decided to get rid of Elisha, and the king of Syria sent horses, chariots, and a large army to capture Elisha in the city of Dothan. When Elisha's servants woke up and saw the army surrounding the city, he became very afraid, but Elijah told him not to fear because God's army was greater. Elijah prayed, and God opened the servant's eye so he could see the mountain full of horses and chariots of fire protecting them. When the enemy's soldier came towards them, Elijah prayed and asked God to strike them with blindness. God answered, and the soldier could not see properly. Elisha then led blinded army into Samaria, right into the center of Israel's capital. After they arrived, Elijah prayed again, and God restored their sight. The king of Israel wanted to kill the soldiers, but Elisha told him not to. Instead, he told the king to give them food and water and send them back home. The king prepared a great feast for them. After eating and drinking, the soldiers returned to their place, and because of this, they did not attack Israel for a while. Our first point is from the miracle of the floating axe head. Life sometimes brings problems that seems impossible, just like the lost axe head, but God often provides solutions we don't expect. Just like in Matthew 17:24 to 27, here, to pay the temple's tax, Jesus told Peter to cast in his hook in the sea, and the first fish that comes up will have a piece of money in it, and it was so. So, don't limit God. Sometimes we limit God to what we can see or do, so we need to be open-minded, because God works beyond our imagination. And another is restoration and renewal. Just like the axe head sank and was restored completely to the surface, God can restore whatsoever, be it a relationship, be it purpose, time, He will restore it. In 2 Corinthians 5:18, here, God restored man to himself through Christ Jesus. And if He can do this, what can He not restore? And this stake is symbolic of Christ and the cross. Our other point is spiritual blindness. You see that when the armies of Syria surrounded the city, and the servant was in panic, and Elisha prayed for God to open his servant's eye to see. Sometimes we see danger and we don't see God's power protecting us. In 2 Corinthians 4:4, it says, "The God of this world has blinded the minds of those who do not believe, tend to focus on God and not the problem on the mountain we see. God is always greater. In Psalms 91:7 says, 1,000 may fall on your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it would not come near you.
Why? Because the Lord is with you.
So if you are a Christian, you need to be spiritually discerning. If not, it's like being just in Satan's playground, and that is what we do not want to be in. And another thing is, if you notice in verse 12 of the 2 Peter 6, I have to tell us that God will reveal the plans of your enemies to you. He will, but the question is, can you hear? Can you see? Can you discern? Our last point here is mercy. The enemy soldiers are captured, but instead of killing them, Elijah tells the king to feed them and send them home. We can see in Proverbs 25:21 and also Romans 12:20 say, if your enemy is hungry, feed them. If he is thirsty, give them something to drink. You see, true victory is not always about defeating enemies, but showing mercy. And mercy triumphs over judgment. Thank you all for listening. Remain blessed.